First, a little bit about myself. My name is Rafael. In the picture, you see my family there. Two kids with 4 years and 11 months. And I am a Agile coach here for Gap since 2020. Sorry, for I've been a coach since 2021. Certified PSM2 and Scrum Master and PMP. I love to travel very, very much and um, spend time with my family. And I like also to play video games every now and then. Um, a little bit about AI and Agile. So I want to give you a quick. I know I think we have been in this Agile week. We have been touching this subject a lot, and with reason, because this is something that's really impacting the whole environment and the whole market. So this presentation that I'm going to give you, it's more focused on how Scrum Masters and Agile coaches can work with an Agile and what challenges we might face. So our agenda is to give a quick intro, talk about AI as an Agile accelerator, some tools that we might use, some challenges and opportunities, the roles that are evolving because of AI right now, our conclusion, and I will give room for questions and answers. But you can also interrupt me if you guys believe you have something to add to this presentation, which I believe can be very rich. First, the world is changed. I feel it in the water. I feel it in the earth. I smell it in the air. Much that once was is lost, for none now live who remember it. Very good sentence from Lord of the Rings. And I believe it fits here in this AI world right now because the world is really changed, and we need to make sure that you guys need to understand that nobody who is living in this era right now uh, is is going to forget what AI has been doing for us, and this, in my opinion, right? So we need to keep up with the pace in these terms to make sure we follow the flow. A quick bit about the AI, how it's transforming industry right now. We should be the key players in any agile environment when we are talking about AI. As agile coaches and scrum masters, we have the responsibility to come up with new ideas and to bring to the table anything that AI can give to us. I think even more than the developers and the product leaders, they can work with AI on the automated testing, QA, things like that, but we should be the ones that could add AI into our process. I brought up some quick charts related to how big is the market and what is the predictions that we have currently related to AI. So here, as we can see, this is a quick market size chart related to AI and the prediction to 2030. And this is from Statista. We do have some other companies providing this kind of information. Is slightly different, adding some other market shares as well, but I believe this one is very concise. And although I believe it's being a little bit optimistic, I do believe these numbers might be real in our future. So considering, let's say now for 2024, almost $200 billion alone in AI. So this is a large number. So as you can see, mostly in machine learning, but we do have room growing for robotics, natural language, and sensor technology, things like that. And this is where we are related to the market share in each industry. This is not considering media, which I believe could take the biggest chunk of this pie. But you should be considering that media aside, social media and things like that, we should consider that healthcare, finance, manufacturing, business, and transportation are the biggest um, areas currently for AI, but we do have room in many other places, including energy. And this is the number of users of AI, and it's growing. And I believe this is even being kind of underestimated. But for now, let's say that we have 300 million users of AI right now. This is a very big market. So this is alone a good reason to study more on that. Oh, sorry. Let me go back. I just wanted to share some other information. I was researching some news related to AI just to keep us updated. So, for example, the biggest players that we have currently in AI are Microsoft, Amazon, IBM, Google, Salesforce, NVIDIA, Oracle, Baidu from China. All of the others were based on US, but we do have also other companies working, including China. Last week, on the 18th, Google announced major structural changes to accelerate the AI initiatives. So considering it's Google and considering it's AI, I would take this into consideration. Telefonica is also investing in a AI answer engine called Perplexity, and they're investing big on this. Um, I don't think it's only for, I don't know, replacing telecom contacts, but it's also to improve their work. And Amazon is also working with Cloud AI to improve Alexa. So I don't know what's the release prediction that they want to launch this new Alexa, and they will probably charge more for this Alexa. This will not be free Alexa, but they are already investing big to make sure they are also competing in this world. So AI as agile accelerator. So AI can, I put the word here of supercharge, and we can also say it's going to accelerate Scrum Masters and Agile coaches. When we can see what it can do for us, how we can work with AI together to make sure we are providing a better and faster service to our teams, to our customers. So I put here this little chart showing that AI can provide data analysis, automation, prediction, or optimization, while we as Agile coaches can do the facilitation, the coaching, making sure we have conflict resolution in check and be servant leaders. And we can use everything that AI can give to us, for example, to automate routine tasks as summarize meetings. I believe this is one of the things that we are, most of us might be using already right now, using Spinach, IO, or Zoom Summarizer is something that could take us a very long time when we were facilitating meetings to make sure we get the good points. Now, Zoom, Spinach.io, and other tools do a good transcription, and also they summarize the meetings where we can just go there and edit a few stuff that still is getting wrong. But we end up with a good summary of our meetings very, very fast, way easier than it was before. also, we get good insights working with AI because we can provide possible solutions based on retrospective feedback. Currently, we can use something like Miro, for example. We can fill the whole retrospective there, and we can ask Miro to generate ideas of solutions and predicting risks as well. We can send some data from Jira, from Microsoft Azure to any AI tool, basically, and we can identify patterns related to, for example, sprint overruns, the carryovers that we currently have. And that the tool can give to us some patterns if it finds some. Of course, based on the data that we send. If we send big data, then we will get a better result. And of course, we can have a better communication, for example, using speech to text. Currently, if you guys are working with international teams, now remotely is even more possible that happens. We are working with, and I can say by myself, we are working with people speaking Brazilian English, Indian English, Philippine English, British English, and not so much English. So we always have to learn and we always have to be in touch with the way people are communicating. And when we have some tools like speech to text, especially for people that are still not so great with English, this helps a lot. This can come a long way. And when we are in a meeting and we have the transcription happening in real time using AI, we can directly go back to something that was said 20 minutes before, and we can address that. We have that in real time in our hands right now. So I am only talking about things that we have now. Imagine what we could have 6 months from now, 1 year from now. And also, I wanted to talk about some tools that we currently have. Most of you already know about them. So we have Gemini, Miro, and ChatGPT. Atlassian is working pretty good with their AI tools. I believe they're going to invest more. Zoom and Spanish, and we do have more Ritrium for retrospectives. We have tools, AI tools specifically designed for specific sprint events, for example. So we can do intelligent. So I wanted to also, how would I say, challenge your minds to find new ways to work with AI to help your teams. Intelligent backlog prioritization is an idea. You just send your backlog tasks to an AI tool, and with enough information, for example, priority, description, dependencies, if you do have all of that information on Jira or Azure or Excel, whatever, if you can send that information to AI, AI can provide a good prioritization for you that you can take that to the product owner, and product owner can take a look on this and can make the review and can provide probably a good work that he was going to spend the next 3 hours doing, and that's going to be 30 minutes now. So this is good. Automated testing and QA, if you guys are working with automated testing, you know that this is already using AI for quite some time right now. And I think it will be even faster, and it will improve more with time. And we also have some retrospective analysis that we can use. As I mentioned before, Miro is something that we can work with. We have currently many options that Miro provides that can help us to do that. some predictive project planning as well. Again, if you do have enough data that you can send to the AI, you can get a good planning, considering dependencies, considering story size, if you guys are using hours, if you guys are using story points. The AI tool can use all of that. And also virtual agile assistants. I'm not talking about AI agile coach, because I don't think we are there, at least not yet. But I do believe we can automate some tasks. For example, related to the process, we can um, train a language model to follow our process within the team, and then quick questions can be answered using that. So, for example, we have SmithOS. Now, Compass and Avenue Code are providing training for SmithOS, and there you can create your own chatbot. So if you can provide that chatbot with information specific to your team, how is your process, how is your sprint event, what are the ceremonies, what are the team norms, those are all things that you can input into this Agile Assistant, and there you have it. You have one dedicated virtual Agile Assistant for your team. Um, and this should be done with some effort, but it should take a lot of your time then afterwards. It should be reducing, and it's something that can save us a lot of time. So I don't want just to keep with the presentation. I want to give a quick example here. So let me stop presenting a bit so I can share something else. As it happens, I do have Gemini. This is my personal account in Gemini because I also use Google Drive. So for me, it was not a big of a deal. So previously I had provided some inputs from Jira. So let me do one thing here. And this is real time for, I didn't do this much before. So hopefully this will be correct. But here, this is a quick Jira export that I made for one of the teams that I was working with. Not going to provide information about client, but this is the Excel. So I will say this to Gemini. This is the data related to my team in Jira. We have a sprint field where whenever we have more than one sprint separated by semicolon, that means we had a carryover. So I want you to find patterns in the stories that could lead to carryover. And then Gemini analyzes, generate code. Let me see if this is quick. I didn't put too much data. So it says that it's starting to examine the sprint column. Let me see. Let me see. I did this another test. Let me see if I am getting this one. One moment, one moment, one moment. Okay. I did very similar prompt. So again, in a different prompt, it has a sprint field, blah, 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 blah. I said exactly the same thing and didn't find that time. If this doesn't work, I will use the other one that I was testing just to show you what the result was. Okay, so this was the result that it came up with when I was doing this before. So I want you to see that I am not crazy. Uh, Here are some patterns I've identified in the data you provided. Most of the carryovers are related to this work category or baseline KTLO. So normally when we had something related to KTLO or this other project, then we had a carryover. Also, most of the carryovers had this specific epic as a parent. Most of the carryovers had 1 to 3 story points, and one specific person has been assigned to the most carryovers. And most carryovers are from this project, and all carryovers are done or in sign off, and most carryovers have priority 3. So this is just based on the information that I sent previously. If I do provide more information related to the team capacity, the team skills, all of the things that we have in Jira currently, other than the things that we can have in Jira, or this case, it was Jira, but if you're using some other tools as well, Trello, Azure, um, these are all things that we can consider when we are looking for patterns, and we can identify risks of carryovers before it happens. So we as Agile coaches, we can talk to our team, and I can talk to, for example, that specific assignee if he has been having any kind of issues with his tasks. If the tasks are detailed enough, if it's missing some information, if we have dependencies. So this is just a quick example, and this is something that we can do today. Of course, we have to analyze the data ourselves or analyze the results ourselves to make sure we are getting the right information, because AI, as you guys already just saw, sometimes it can not generate anything, and sometimes it can generate the wrong results, because we do have this random aspect of Gemini, for example. But I would encourage you to try it out because it is very nice. Let me continue with the presentation about challenges and opportunities, talking a little bit about the relationship between AI and Agile. First, we have the hold up a minute stuff. So think of ethics, human judgment, transparency. Can we really trust AI to make all the calls? How do we keep things fair and unbiased? And can we even understand what this AI is doing behind the scenes? These are all things that we should consider related to challenges. Of course, we have regulations happening right now as we speak. People concerned about AI. There was this case of a teen that committed suicide, and the parents are alleging, are saying that it was because of one AI tool that encouraged him to do that. And that was, I don't know, this week. So all things that matter, all things that are important, all things that we need to discuss. So let's please keep all of those things in mind, because this is important. We need to consider the ethical considerations in AI. We need to keep up with the pace of the technology. But then, on the flip side, there's this whole world of, wow, look at that. Uh, AI can help us work smarter, faster, and learn like crazy. Imagine continuous improvement on steroids, something like that. Imagine have agile approaches that we can come up with, all the agile approaches that we normally come up with, but faster. It's like leveling up your whole agile game. So I want you to consider that when you are a Scrum Master or an agile coach. Um, if you're not using AI, some other agile coach is using AI, and he is uh, getting uh, inputs, and he is getting results also probably uh, faster. So we need to make sure we are trying to keep up with the pace. Again, I am saying this a lot of times. The big question is, how do we balance this out? How do we get the good stuff without falling into the traps? So that's what we need to explore while trying to keep up with the advances in AI. Okay, I wanted to make sure everybody understands that. And the roles that are evolving right now. So we have data literacy and analytics. So we need to understand and interpret. Basically, we need to be able to do the interpretation of this data, so we can guide the decisions and identify bottlenecks and optimize the workflow. And understanding the algorithms. So as you probably know, we have already prompt engineers as actually a profession right now. So this is something that everybody needs to start to understand. And that kind of role is being important for AI right now. So agile coaches will need to understand how AI is doing that kind of work to guide the implementation. Change management and facilitation, because leading teams through this AI transformation is quite a bit of effort, because we will have resistance and we will have wrong results and wrong inputs. So we need to make sure we facilitate in a way that we know what we are talking about. Navigating ethical dilemmas, as I mentioned before, the ethical implications of AI is something that is being talked about very intensively, and we need to be part of that, and we need to understand what's happening related to that. And of course, continuous learning, because if you're not staying up to date on the AI advancements and the best practice of Agile, considering AI, we are going to stay behind, as I mentioned. So please, those roles are evolving, and I bet they will continue to evolve. Conclusion. So AI is a tool of transformation. We people at Avenue Code and Compass know about that, so that's why they created the AIR group. The agile work and the agile coaches, the scrum masters, even product owners, we need to be able to adapt to that. And we should be more than capable of that kind, because as agile coaches and scrum masters, we learned that the three pillars that we need to consider are transparency, inspection, and adaptation. So if we cannot adapt, then I have no hope for the rest of the team. We should be the ones that can adapt and can lead people to the adaptation and to this transformation. We need to embrace AI to achieve success. I put this here, but we need to embrace AI with caution. As I said before, we are getting wrong results. We have this random aspect of AI. So please do not trust AI blindly. Um, if somebody comes up with you to you with some questions related to conflicts that they have, if you are a Scrum Master, for example, do not put that kind of conflict into the ChatGPT and ask what should be done, because normally you need to be able to understand the whole scenario that you are dealing with and that person, because we are still prioritizing individuals as agile coaches and as Scrum Masters. So uh, we as people need to understand people. Also, experiment. So do work with ChatGPT, Gemini, Spanish, SmithOS, create your own chatbot, do things and see what's the result. As long as you are validating uh, the the inputs and the results, I believe you will be very happy with the outcome. So basically, that's what I wanted to share with you now. This presentation was quick because I wanted to give you guys room for questions. And if you guys want to try something out in Gemini or ChatGPT, I am also we can do that here as well. So now the floor is yours. Um, the one quote that I would like to give here is that the saddest aspect of life right now is that science gathers knowledge faster than society gathers wisdom. This is from Isaac Asimov, famous writer. Some of you might know him. So keep that in mind as well. Our society is not wise enough to be able to use AI right now, but this is where we are. So let's try to adapt.